Thank you so much for joining us. This is Chin from Little Monkey, and you're here at the Parenting Talk series, 30 minutes with the expert on all things parenting. As you know, Little Monkey is all about giving the right information to parents so they can make the decisions for their children, from where to go on weekend using our child-friendly directory to these 30-minute interview. So we recorded this so that parents can view at any time in their leisure because we know how busy you can be. So today, for our third topic on parenting series, parenting talk series is baby wearing. We know how precious our babies can be, and going out with them, you know, it's very stressful with everything going on. But nowadays we have baby carriers because maneuvering in the city with a stroller sometimes can be very difficult, lack of a better word. So what we did was we invited two experts from Lila Loom Handwoven, Esther and Dee. Now, Esther and Dee are certified baby wearing expert, and they're certified in the whole what to wear, how to wear the baby wear, and what are the best ways to do it. So we brought them today to enlighten us and let them pick their brains on what is the proper and best way to wear a baby on us. So Esther and Dee, would you mind introducing yourself a little bit and also about Lila Loom?
Sure. Hi, I'm Dee. I'm one of the co-founder of Lila Loom Handwoven. I'm a mother of two, and I have been wearing my baby since 2014. And I have been helping parents with their baby journey through our Facebook group, Baby Wearing Hong Kong. And we started Lila Loom Handwoven last year when I was in Bangkok, and visiting my family. And when COVID first hit, and we started hearing about the weavers in rural Thailand who started losing their income. So wanting to help and wanting to bring handwoven wrap and wrinkling to parents in Hong Kong, I spoke to Esther's and we started Lila Loom Handwoven.
So I'm Esther. I am one of the co-founders of Lila Loom, and I have 3 kids, and then number 4 is coming in July. And when Dee told me about Lila Loom and her idea behind it, I knew I wanted to be part of it, as I want to share my love for woven wraps and slings with parents in Hong Kong. And we're both certified, trained baby wearing consultants through the UK School of Baby Wearing.
Great. Thank you so much for that. So let us pick your brain a little bit, because, you know, it started about, I think, maybe 10 plus years ago. The trend for baby wearing just came about, and right now we're seeing it everywhere. But I noticed that sometimes it'll be very unique. I'll see something different, like in this picture, you know, a different type of baby wearing. So can you just educate us on like how many types of baby wearing carriers are there, and you know, what are the benefits of baby wearing actually?
There are types of baby carriers in the market, from the one you can see at the baby store, which have buckles and belts. Some have hip seats, some doesn't have hip seats, and to a more traditional one where you have to tie it, or one with the rings. So generally there's a soft wrap, which it's a long piece of fabric, and then you wrap it around your buddies and your babies. These ones are stretchy, so we call them stretchy wrap. And then there's a woven wrap. Woven wraps is a long piece of fabric. Again, these are woven fabric. So they will be woven by machine wovens or hand wovens. And they come in varieties of different fabric compositions. So you can have cotton, you can have linens, you can have silk. And these ones are not stretchy. So it's like a very solid, not stretched. And we have ring sling, which is a woven wrap, and then attach on one side with 2 rings, and where you have to put your ring throughs and then make a little seat for your babies. And we have a traditional style, which is a mei thai. Mei thai is basically a rectangle piece of fabric, and then it have long strap for waist and 2 long strap for shoulder. And then you kind of wrap it around your baby and then tie it at the back. And then we have what called a soft structure carrier. These are the popular one we see on the street. So like your ergos, your tulas, belt back and belt at on the chest. The buckle at the back. So those are very handy, and And there's a lot of benefit for baby wearing. So it doesn't matter what type of carrier you choose, they're all very good. So they can help baby regulate their temperature, help them breathing better, and they will cry less and they become less fussy. It's helped mothers bond with their baby, and mother will less likely to have postpartum depressions because being able to be close to the baby, they respond to the baby faster, and therefore it's less stressful for the mother as well. And it's also a great tool for fathers. If mothers does a lot of feeding, then father can help carry the babies and bond with the babies. And it's a fantastic tool for family with multiple kids. And it's excellent for mother to breastfeeding on the go as well.
Yeah, you show me, so this is something that Little showed me as well about either you can either bottle or breastfeed in a sling. And I've done that 1 or 2 times. It takes some maneuvering, it takes some techniques and some practice, but it's doable. I've done it before in multiple locations, even hiking before. So kind of sweaty, but that's why you have the baby wipes. But it was really good because we were doing a 5-hour hike stuck in Thailand, and so that came in really handy.
Yeah.
Yep. So thank you so much for that. I think that's really key, especially the bonding and the postpartum depression, because you do notice when you have the baby there, your focus is more on the child, and it has this calming effect, I always say, so that you're not as much thinking about all the other bad thoughts that could enter your brain as well. That's just one aspect. Of course, there's a whole study behind it that we can get into in another chat. But yeah, if people do forget that there is all these slings and stuff that our grandparents probably wore back in the day, and because we always see the buckles and stuff. So thank you for introducing all the different types. Now, the safety, our baby is our most precious commodity, and safety is at the forefront of every parent's decision most of the time when it comes to buying baby equipment, whether that's a car seat or stroller. Those have a lot of EU safety regulations attached to and everything. But for baby carrier, I noticed that there's less, unless that baby carrier brand itself is being sold into the US or being sold into the EU. And then they have strict regulation. But in Asia, here is less. So can you just share with us, and then this is the most important part, what are some of the best way for parents to be carrying a baby, and what is the safest way, right? Because you have all these different carriers out there, parents choosing one, they might not be thinking about that. So that's something we want parents to understand and be informed about.
So with baby carriers is not a lot of, as you mentioned, not a lot of regulations, but what we want parents to keep in mind when the carrier they're using, there's 5 main tips. So we call them TICS, T-I-C-K-S. So they're so I have our demo doll here we can show. So T is for tight. You want baby tight against your body with the carrier. You don't want them moving around or slumping over and closing their airway. So, or have a risk of falling out if your carrier is too loose. And then we have eye in view at all times. So I can see my baby right when I look down, and you don't want baby too far away from you. And then close enough to kiss for C. So I bend over, kiss baby. Yeah. And then keep their K is for keeping their chin off their chest. So with newborns, little babies, what we don't like is when their chin is like this. That's a big no-no. They block their airway. And as parents, we always want to mention we can have one finger between their chin and their chest.
Okay.
Then we have S for supported back. So baby should always be carried upright with the C-shaped curve in their spine. So this is the natural position babies like to be held. And this will keep them supported. And
and we also wanted to highlight that it's recommended for baby to be have their legs in an M position.
Before you go on, just for anyone watching, don't worry about all of this information. We will also post it in the summary so you can have clear, you can observe this and, you know, take a look at it more closely afterward too as well. Yeah, continue, Sai.
Okay, so we also recommend having baby in the M leg position. This is the ergonomic position. This is the natural position, and it supported the healthy hips. So the knees are higher than the bums, and in a sort of like a squat position, while in the carrier with the fabric supporting the back and the back of the knees. This is more so for the younger baby, and as they become toddler, it's less over concerned. We know there are brand of carrier that do not have these M position. It's not to say that they are not safe, but it is the M position is important for baby who's maybe predisposed of hip dyslexia, and always read the manufacturer instruction, because a lot of the carrier come with front forward, back forward, side carry. There's a lot of different position that you can do. So, but you may need to adjust it before you put your babies in. So it's very important to read the instruction. And make sure that the position you're putting your baby in suitable for their age and suitable for their weight. And baby development as well.
Yes, for sure. I know like some of the hip carrier, especially, a lot of people don't really read the instruction, but they say within the first 3 months, you're not supposed to use the hip carrier portion of it. You're supposed to use the one that is the fabric portion of it. So just kind of like this M shape that you see. And then after they reach a certain weight or can sit up more upright, then you can switch and do the hip carrier. But a lot of parents are like, well, I bought the hip carrier for my waist, I might as well use it. And so they go do it. Or even they have this newborn insert. So like the first 2 months, I usually don't carry my baby in a hip carrier. I do have a wrap myself that I carry, because they're really tiny, you know, being in any of those hip carrier, it doesn't fit. They'll loose and they'll fall over no matter how tight you try to strap it against you. They have the newborn insert. So if you're not using that particular newborn insert that comes with the manufacturer, with the product itself, then don't put the baby in there. You know, they'll kind of slip out, and that will be very bad. I mean, that's the first rule of parenting: don't drop the baby, right? So I think that's very key to make sure people always pay attention to that, the reading of it and the safety. I wish I knew about the M shape. I just knew that I followed the direction of the manufacturer when I bought that. So thank you for that. I hope all new parents watching this, or those who's having a baby again, they you know, second baby or third baby or whatever, many baby, they know this information and be more aware of it. It's just a kind reminder, because if you have baby like 3-4 years, it's kind of forgetful of all the information back then.
It's all the time.
It's all the time upgrading it and everything. So as certified baby expert, baby wearing expert, you're probably seeing some bad positions, the ones that you're like, oh, I wish you can go up to that mommy and tell her, please don't put your baby in that, you know. So let's talk about that a little bit. What are some positions that we should avoid? What are some positions that we should look out for, you know, when we're using a baby carrier? And thank you for all these information and slide that I'm showing our viewers. I think they'll be very appreciative actually seeing the visual as well.
So one of the major ones we see a lot of is the cradle carry. So we know parents like to hold their babies like this, and they assume, oh, in a carrier, that's where they should go. But that's a big, please don't do that. Again, 6 guideline we mentioned that we want baby in an upright position. Because in the cradle position, babies risk of their necks, they have no head support. They will close off their airway.
Yeah, they're like this.
Tucked away.
You can't see them. There are stories where babies have passed away in a position in a carrier like this.
It's only take a minute of being busy with something else to not notice your baby. So it's always the right position is best.
There are some brands with older instructions that may suggest that, but as educators, we're like, please just don't avoid that. That would just keep your baby safe. Another thing we see are parents with little newborns like to show them to the world, like
facing forward.
Facing forward. Again, we don't suggest that till baby's at least 4 to 6 months old. Not only with the head control, but with trunk control, and they're starting to be able to sit up with we call tripod sitting. So they're starting to sit up with their legs like this and with their arms for support and be able to hold themselves up.
Yeah.
Because if you're forward facing too early, again, you will have that slump when they're not ready. And then you're walking around or you think they're sleeping, but it's very unsafe. Always turn baby around when they're sleeping. You can see, get their cues. They're starting to get fussy, they're crying. Turn them around so they can go sleep on your chest and they'll be much happier.
Yeah.
And then we also say forward facing is very hard on parents' back and hips.
Yeah.
You see parents, oh, my back is so sore, what's going on? Well, if your baby's forward facing, your weight, you're gonna lean forward trying to compensate for that weight, or you kind of
lean back a little bit more. Yeah, that's what with the hip carrier, I know.
Yeah, so we suggest follow the manufacturer's instructions for back carrying. Lots of buckle carriers allow back carrying. Again, it's when baby's 4 to 6 months, toddler even. Please just put baby on your back. They still be able to see everything. They're in a safer position, and you as a parent will feel much happier with a happier back.
I think the key to that is for me as a mother, not being able to see the baby myself, because not being able to see if he, especially nowadays with COVID,
yes,
what has he grabbed off the shelf when I'm not looking and just put in his mouth? How's is, with those who are 2 and above, I know some children, they're smaller, so they're in the baby carrier and they're wearing a mask, or even like, the shield or whatever it is parents prefer for their kids. I think it's that not being able to see. So that's something that you have to watch out for as well. Because we're living at unprecedented time. This is different than your normal time for sure. But yeah, just note that, it shouldn't, wearing a baby carrier shouldn't be hurting your waist and your back. If it is, that means something's wrong. I found out for mine, even when he was like maybe 6 months old, it was because my waist thing kept riding up, and according to the manufacturer, I'm supposed to be on my hip, because that particular brand is supposed to be on my hip so that it distributes the weight. It wouldn't be on my back, and when it ride up to my lower back, it was actually making my back worse. So that was something, and nowadays I'm trying to make the daddy, he has more strength like you were than I, because the baby's getting pretty big too. Yeah. So I do understand. So try, if you can, put the baby in the back, especially for hiking, when it's a little more strenuous, and also when you're not afraid of baby, touching things, or you're not in a big crowd of people. So hiking is something I would totally recommend. And we did that for a 2-year-old. My daughter was on the back of my husband when we were hiking as well. So that was very key to be able to do that. Yeah, great. So that's really good that parents know about these positions, good, what's bad, what to avoid. And as you can see here, this is too low, that's too loose as well. As we have a WeCall website, which, we'll also put in a summary so you can click on it very easily as well. Just so I can speak to you guys a little bit here, we understand this is great information for where to buy baby wear, not to go buy baby wear. Now, not where to buy, sorry, what position to go for, what position to avoid. Now, the big key question is where to buy, right? Because I know Lila Loom Handwoven, you guys have your handwoven baby wraps and your baby sling, which, we will show later as well for the audience. But for, mom and dad who's looking in the market right now, what are some things they should look out for when they're buying? Where should they be buying? And also, I've noticed lately secondhand market, Facebook market, and a marketplace. And we've seen the stories on some of the forum about, oh, there's fake products, how can you tell which one are fake, which one is like, real product as well? So it's kind of hard for, parents who want to save a little money. They also they want to do secondhand, so to save the environment as well. So can you give them some tips about this, about buying a baby carrier, where to buy in the secondhand market?
Right. So before you buy anything, you always research the brand and the carrier. Do they have a legitimate website? Are there reviews on their product? Are there any recalls on their product? So after you have a look at what you wanted to buy and find out that there's no recall, then we look at the pictures, right? So
Mhm.
you can tell a lot from the stock picture. Does it follow the TICS guideline? Their product picture, does it, a baby, are you able to carry
Yeah,
baby
okay,
high
well,
on your chest? And we also recommend trying before you buy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of carrier that fit different type of bodies, and there's no one size fit everyone. So part of our workshop and consultation can include trying on different styles of baby carrier. We have a very big libraries of carrier, and especially when you're buying a size carrier, when you follow sometimes when you follow the size guideline on the website and you end up with a too big carrier.
Or you're in
some
between
parents,
size. That's my worst fear, is being in between sizes. Yeah.
you're between size, and that particular carrier cannot be size adjustable. And then the parents will say, okay, maybe the baby will grow into it, but we highly not recommend that. Because again, if the carrier is too loose, then your baby can slump, and again, risk of suffocation, risk of falling out. If you wanted to buy a brand new, we recommend going through the brand website or any baby stores in Hong Kong. There's a lot of baby stores in Hong Kong that carry a wide range of stock. Secondhand market?
Secondhand, yes, there are fakes out there. We want to, especially with the Ergos, you see it on Taobao or on the Chinese websites. Ergo themselves, they do have a service where you can take a picture of the fabric of the Ergos, email them, and they will be able to tell you if it's real or not.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, with other brands, not so much. With Facebook or other platforms, we want to tell parents, always ask questions. Where did the parents buy this carrier? Ask them, what did you use to wash? Because with fabrics, the big no's are bleach and just optical brighteners, because they can weaken the fabric over time. So ask about what did they use to wash? Yeah, washing routines. Even off Amazon, I know lots of parents think it's safe.
This is Amazon, but not really.
Yeah, so there's lots of third-party shipping companies on there. Again, you don't know where their carriers are from.
I'm actually very afraid when I see Amazon, there's like a couple thousand reviews. Usually those are like fake reviews if you actually go through them, because they're very, they're like one sentence or one word review.
If the deal is too good to be true, it's probably not.
Yeah.
You can also try our for Hong Kong parents here. We have Baby Wearing Hong Kong group. We do sell, like, we allow parents to sell secondhand, buy secondhand. But
we highly monitor that one.
We monitor what's safe or what's for recall, but we can't
we can't tell the fake Ergos. But if any carrier that listed has been on recall, we removed it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good for parents to know. I'll definitely put that website up on our summary too, so parents have access to it.
And in terms of hand woven wrap and sling, a lot of time and effort is put into making this handmade piece, and the fabric are dyed in a small. So it's very difficult to achieve the same color twice. So usually in the secondhand market,
I have a dye picture you showed me before.
Yes, the dye. Yeah, so everything's a dye in a small quantity, and in the secondhand market, we usually see the hand woven wrap and ring sling price higher than retail. So if you can get them retail,
yes.
So it's actually better to get them new, but in this case, more like it's an investment to get them.
Investment, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Limited edition.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'll definitely put this on our website. The tips that you just mentioned previously as well, in bullet point for our parents to easily view. Now, can you share just like the 3 tips for buying it? Just you mentioned previously things to look out for and where to buy. So just the 3 main tips.
So number 1, we always say check if the carrier offers an ergonomic position. So again, TICS rules, the end position with the. And then, are they size adjustable? Can you know, a mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, or helper can use. That's what we recommend. Also research into the specific carrier you're looking to buy, talk to friends, families, talk to us, what they like, what they don't like about it. And then always just look for reviews, not just from the brand website. There's lots of independent reviewers. When you do a quick Google, they would like tell you everything. And third, try before you buy. That's one of my favorite suggestions. Take the time to look, touch, feel, go to a consultation, borrow from a friend before you spend all that money. Turns out that carrier was just not working for you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for that, you know, for that information. I'll definitely put that up too. So here's the fun part. We're going to try to show you guys about Lila Loom hand woven. So there is the hand woven wing sling that you see there, and then the hand woven wrap. So I'm going to have you guys please stand up. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, we jump.
Okay.
Hi, ladies. Welcome back. Okay, so tell me, what are you wearing right now? Which one's which?
So this is our woven wrap. Ooh, you can
Mhm.
see. So it's different is it doesn't stretch. Look, when I pull, things stay in place. When I move, baby's still in the same position. Again, high up, close enough to kiss. And then we see the M shape with the legs.
Yeah, I like the fact that it goes, there's that extra security under the baby's butt to hold it up like that. Can I see the
There's
back?
Yeah, so
Okay.
So supported, and if you want more supported, you can also spread them out.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about wrap. It can go all the way here.
So good.
and then there's a double knot, tight, very secure, not going anywhere. So there's only one fabric between one layer here, so baby won't get too hot. You can see baby, lots of nice, it's good for the heat. You don't have lots of layers covering baby.
Yeah, especially in Hong Kong heat nowadays.
Yes.
So perfect.
Yeah. And then Dee, what are you doing?
This is a ring sling. So basically, it's a ring attached to the woven wrap. Again, non-stretchy. And then basically you put your fabric through and then under the ring, and then you can adjust it accordingly.
Now, I'm always afraid of these, like the baby, chance of baby falling out of that if it's too loose or anything like that. No? Okay. And then what about, it's because it's one-sided. If someone has a back problem, would they be more recommended for the wrap versus the different?
Try before, because with the ring sling, it looks like it's just one shoulder. But
Yeah.
people think, oh, but you can see the fabric goes down her back all the way to her other side of her hip. Again, you can spread out the fabric, make things comfortable. It's a lot of getting used to from all the if you're used to buckle carriers, maybe a wrap takes some time to get used to when you adjust.
When they're young, like this is not a problem. You only start feeling tired around 2-year-old.
Oh, really? Even the extra big babies like mine?
Yeah, I can still sling my 3-year-old for about a good hour.
Wow.
If I don't have to carry grocery, it's okay. But if it's just there, it's fine. But yeah, this provide more support for a bigger baby. And for bigger baby, we would definitely recommend wrap. And then you can also put the wrap on your back.
You can do it in the back too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and for those watching, they have these amazing videos in Layla Loom on how to actually do the wrapping, how to put it on, and things like that too as well. So no magic involved for you to put it on. Oh, great. Thank you so much, lady. That was really informed. Let me just share your information here because I know this is very important for our audience to get the information in case they need to reach out to you. And I know you also have a promotional code for our Little Monkey audience and the Monkey community that we will share on our summary.
Yes, absolutely. So for a Little Monkey community, you can get 15% off our consultations if you book and have your consultation in June before Esther have her fourth baby.
Yes, yes. So thank you for that. I'll make sure to put that code on our summary. And for the audience, I hope this has been very informative because, you know, as Little Loom and Esther and Dee have said on the website, the baby is the most precious thing that we can own. So we got to make sure we take care of it when we're out and about. So I hope this is really important to show you guys the different position, the best position, the safest position, and what to avoid when buying the baby carrier. So again, we hope these 30-minute interviews work for you guys and for the parents. And if you have any topic that you want to suggest to us, feel free to tell us. Now, Father's Day is coming up. And then we thought it might be fun to interview some awesome dads. You know, we grabbed some awesome dads from our community that we're going to be doing an interview on. So please tune in for that. In the meantime, Scarlett, our local blogger, just did a piece on sleep. You know, how babies or children in Hong Kong are actually ranked the latest when it comes to sleep bedtime. And what does that mean, you know, in terms of their growth and development? And then she's also going to be doing a new piece next week on the workload of parent, because, you know, as Hong Kong, both mom and dad has to work. So how is the workload divided and what is some of the advice of that one? So thank you again. And ladies, you want to say, let me just stop sharing here so we can say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much again for us picking your brain on baby wearing. And I hope a lot of the parents find you guys to be a great resource for help. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.